Hello, hello. That's doing okay. Good to see you, Leander. It's just, I'm not happy that you're awake, but I'm glad that I can help you hopefully stop being. Oh dear. Hello, Full Wind Alchemist. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lido History. As always, I'm Adam. I'll be your resident historian today, and we're playing more Northgard. We're going to keep going with the story mode today, and try and do probably 2 more maps in these couple hours we've got here on this weekday stream. So thank you all who joined me, and to the few of you in Europe that I know stay awake to join me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please get some rest. Yep, bot is always just late enough. I swear, I wait longer each time in the hopes that the bot will do it on its own, and he waits until 2 minutes after over on Discord, and then just spites me. Me6 is the devil, and it exists purely to cause me grief. So instead of worrying about that bot, we're gonna just hop straight in. We should be... Nope, we are not on this one. We are one later. Chapter 4, Trade War. So, we'll actually try and get some of these actual bonus objectives this time, though I'm not sure how you would get them to surrender apart from breaking all the rules and using military force anyway. Leander, have a good night, and as always, you know where to find the VODs. It'll be there. I'm really excited about this stream. Hopefully, I'll manage to say something a little bit more competent about how colonization and mating is really weird in this game, and why those are weird. But let's get in here with, I think I'm going to play with Brand, looking at the stag, instead of going with Halvard. So, this will be fun. Let's go. 12 merchants, 6 sailors, trade with all the neutral factions at the same time, and let's go.
Hagen had eluded us, so Egil left to track him down himself. He was to send for me upon finding him. In the meantime, Brann and Halvard insisted we establish a far-reaching supply network for all our future expeditions throughout Northgard. This would be a war of another kind entirely, one to be fought with gold rather than steel. I just had to focus on the task at hand, waiting to hear from Egil.
Here we are, certainly an excellent spot to establish a commercial choke point. Let us roll up our sleeves. To be honest, I would rather not spill blood. 'Tis bad for business. And here we meet Liv of the Raven clan. Good day, my lords. I see we have all come to the same conclusion. This region should be the commercial nerve center for the victors. Greetings. You must be Liv of the Raven clan, lieutenant to that scum Hagen. I'd rather be your ally than your enemy, but the Norns seem to disagree. Do not expect mercy from me, Raven. Soon enough, all goods entering Northgard will have to go through us. Indeed, there is only room for one trade tycoon, and I'm afraid I cannot let you put a spoke in my wheel. Still, I wish you good luck. Refreshing to see that battles can still be fought without childish chest thumping. We too bid you good fortune, for you will need it. So, this one, we're not supposed to use any military force, really. We've got only neutral factions, and Liv is really not our enemy. So, yeah, we are instead going to build a great lighthouse and go on great trade routes. So we're going to get to talk a lot about trade in the Viking Age, which is good for us because there's a lot of it. First things first, though, do what we always do, build a lot of shit. 2 and 3. Thank you. Yes. So, while they're building, I want to talk about kind of these different zones and the idea of colonization, since that's something I felt like I did a really bad job last time talking about. I got very, very far distracted very quickly. So, I've always kind of struggled with the idea of colonization to describe the Viking expansion, or the current scholarly term seems to be the Viking diaspora. The reasons why are really kind of complicated, because even the most recent scholarly work, which there's a nice survey that came out just last year, still uses colonies to kind of talk about it, so there's definitely some seeming belief that colonization is an accurate and useful descriptor. I'm not entirely sold on that. Oh, and let's build fields here quick. Oh, but before I get too far into it, Kosek. Northgard is kind of a corruption of a couple of different words. So, guard means actually enclosed space, or it's cognate with the English yard. In Old Norse, it's garður. So, it actually makes a lot of sense with this kind of controlled zone. But norther literally just literally mean like the northern world would be a decent translation. So, like, you have Midgardr, the human realm, Ausgardr, the land of the gods, Utgardr, the outer world, and this is Northgard, the northern world. You should win that fight, I hope. That's very close. Good job, Rand. You only mostly sucked. Anyway. And Furby. Lighthouses are kinda anachronistic. They did not really... They had some kind of lighthouse, probably, but it's not... I don't want that. We'll see when we build it. It's definitely not as prominent of a thing as what they are showing in this. Also, you should join that, because we need a lot more of that very quickly. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know a whole lot about sailing technologies in the period, but yeah, they probably had something, just not as prominent of a something as what we're gonna see. I think I can actually make you that already, which is good, and then the next person needs to build a house. Cool. And since I'm not need to get a healer's hut before I can do anything there, feast. Yeah, anyway, since we've now colonized 2 more spaces and we're going to colonize more, since we've got that little name right there, I have mixed feelings. As I said, I basically always go back and forth as to whether or not that's actually a useful term to be using in this period. Part of the reason for that is that colonization in the modern world is really tied up in ideas of 19th century imperialism. Or really, I guess since the 17th century, but increasing exploitation and this idea that a colony is designed to mostly send resources back to the homeland. That there is like a dedicated home to be focused on, and I am uncomfortable with that idea overall. Oh look, Liv has already finished a lighthouse. Helpful. Yep, we are very far behind. Our next thing needs to be a great trade route. Sharp axes. Sorry, needs to be the harbor so we can start raiding. But yeah, there's a lot of weirdness around that, because thinking of it in terms of there being a homeland that resources are going to doesn't really work. Even though, like, in the 17th and 18th centuries, like, you have the early North American settlements being what's known in colonial studies as a settlement colony as opposed to an exploitation colony, it kind of brings to mind this very specific image of the relationship between the homeland and the periphery, the outlying colonies. In the Viking Age, this doesn't really work, not in that way. Obviously, it varies pretty dramatically based on which place you are looking at. So, in England, it looks very different than it does in Iceland, than it does in France, than it does in Iberia. And so, really, using a single catch-all term like colony, I don't really think captures very cleanly the understandings of how things were in the Viking Age. That being said, Who's attacking me? That's not good. I'm losing food now. Anyway, while I say that this doesn't work, it also kinda does. Because, like, in Iceland, for instance, that relationship of periphery and homeland kind of does work. Where more recent research suggests that since potentially as soon as 800 CE, there's a current excavation in eastern Iceland towards this end, that we may have had settlements in eastern Iceland that are seasonal outposts for the harvesting of walrus ivory, which would then go back to Norway. And even after the full settlement of Iceland in typically dated to 874, we see that, you know, this actually still is something heavily reliant on Norway. Most of the luxury products, and indeed even some food products, livestock, cattle, wheat, had to be imported from Norway into Iceland, and fancier things like glass, wine, silver, absolutely was very much reliant on Norway for functioning, and that makes it a lot more complicated than... Ah, crap, I need to develop this area. There we go, you're gonna work on that. Move. I need you to start raiding. So we'll talk about raiding later. We'll work on lore. So, in like those places, anyway, thinking of it in terms of like a colony in the 19th century sense, or the very stereotypical sense, actually works. So yeah, it's just not straightforward at all. Exactly, STS. It's technically self-reliant, and in fact founded on ideas of independence from the Norwegian crown. According to the saga narratives, they pretty much all say the early settlers of Iceland disliked Haraldur Hárfagri's expansion in western Norway, and so a bunch of the elite just left. And, you know, that very much suggests something counter to colonialism, even with, like, ideas of, like, the Plymouth colony. You were looking at a very individualistic, self-reliant expansion in Iceland. But to go back into the arguments against using the term colonialism in the Viking Age, or for the Viking Age, when you approach, I don't know, the Danelaw or France, you're seeing these settlements that are forming basically like independent kingdoms that work very closely with local populations. The Kingdom of Orkney has some violent displacement, but the Danelaw, through much of its history, ends up having as much peaceful trade-based interaction and elite social mingling as it does any sort of violent interaction. Relatedly, in Ireland, it looks like it's even closer, where the violent raids are almost not the norm. But there still is some violent displacement of peoples, and in Iceland you have incredibly harsh environmental degradation. So it's really complicated, and it kind of goes back and I go back and forth every time for exactly that reason, because it keeps being complicated. Cool, we're going to put the lighthouse on here. It just shows up and we can immediately get started on our great trade routes. So great trade routes here cost gold. We can trade back to Scandinavia, we can trade to Miklagor or Constantinople, or we can trade to Vinland, which costs us a lot of gold but is very good for us in a lot of ways. Now, we're going to start this. We're going to be losing money, but we will need to very quickly build a trading post here so we can get going farther. Let's go. Yeah, Furby, that article in Science Magazine a few years ago said the Greenlandic colony in the 15th century underwent decline because of lowering demand for walrus ivory. That is absolutely one of the current or part of the story. It's not the only part. There's a lot of things going on in the 15th century that contribute to the decline of the Scandinavian or Norse settlements in Greenland, but that is definitely a part of the story. What? Why can I not build a house? Oh, I have no gold. Crap. I need to stop the... I need to stop this route until I get enough gold to build a house. Whoops. Are you a regular? No, you're a hunter. You're a person. Go mine things. Come on, build me a house. Build me a house. What? Okay, upgrading, yeah. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna talk about getting more iron. So we can, if we go over here, we can get a bunch of iron to upgrade tools to produce more stuff. I don't know that we're actually going to bother doing that, but it's maybe worthwhile. But getting this stone will be very handy, because it will... We can upgrade here, and then we can upgrade this to get more people, more gold. Anyway, how's it going? We still don't have the income to sustain ourselves through just the great trade route. We'll run out of resources really quick. There we go. Now we're still earning positive. Notice we are about 300 behind Liv here. Raptorus. Looking at the different settlements the Vikings had, do you have a favorite or one that you think people overlook? The one that gets overlooked all the time is the sheer quantity of settlements in the Baltic coast, along in northern Poland, and then in Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. There's a whole bunch of Viking Age settlements that are either terribly misrepresented, with things like the Kevin Rus being horribly stereotyped and presented in a way very contrary to anything that would pass for reality. Okay, crap, I need to colonize there yet first, which means I've got to take on a bear. We'll take on a bear. I believe in us. So, I think, yeah, definitely those eastern settlements get terribly neglected in the story of the Viking expansion and the Viking diaspora. So, I think those. Zach, it's kind of related to beaver fur trade declining, but it's obviously not as... Ooh, do we only have one person on here? We only have one person on there. Let's get another person doing this. And I'm losing... Crap. Ooh, I have room for another person here. Perfect. So yeah, it's related, but like, again, with Greenland, it's complicated. There's, declining relationships with the Thule people. There's, some amount of climate change, though that is by no means all or most of the story even. There is just changing diet, there is less demand for walrus ivory, there is simply less opportunity for growth. Part of the one explanation that's been proposed is simply that people got tired of living there in the early 1400s, and so they stopped. Autistic Elbow Leech says this game feels quite a bit like Stronghold 2. Stronghold is overwhelmingly traditional English Knights and Lord, but yeah. This is part of a very kind of old tradition of RTSs, which I think is definitely cool, but can also be a bit odd. I would want to colonize here. Let me colonize. Anyway, so yeah, to kind of sum up all the things with that colonization talk, very briefly, I go back and forth as to whether that's a useful term to be using for this time period in history in the Viking Age. It definitely bears some similarities, and highlighting those similarities can be really useful to problematize history. Like, I mentioned briefly the severe environmental degradation of Iceland. Accounts of the initial Icelandic settlement claim, this may not be just, but they do claim that we have... Oh no, that's a problem. I need you to go over here. There are Draugr in there. Ah, crap, I'm gonna run out of food. Sheep. Please. Hello, sheep. Bye. And we're gonna build a marketplace here as well. There we go. Yeah. So, early accounts of Iceland claim that there were trees from the forests well up into the mountains in the 870s. While this is probably somewhat exaggerated, what's pretty clear by pollen analysis in the archaeology is that by not too long after settlement, probably within the first century of settlement, Iceland became probably 90% deforested. Something that it is only just recovering from 1300 years later. So it is obviously extremely harmful to, in the way we think about regard kind of... Cool, I'm just gonna let that accumulate things. But yeah, it is... I could start doing that. I don't like doing that. Let's trade wood. I come up with a lot of wood. Oh good, and that's just a wolf. Okay. There we go. I've got more money coming in now from the trade route. And I can buy... I'm accumulating food there to purchase. And I've got enough things here to upgrade this before I run out of population. Perfect. This is going well. Furby, yeah. There weren't a whole lot of indigenous animal species in Iceland to begin with, but yes, they absolutely did end up going extinct. Oh, I should be building food silos. That's dumb of me. Let's grab eradication, because that's gonna be important. Really? Both of these places are full? I'm not able to develop the area yet. I can't develop that area at all. Okay. Weird. I don't know why I can't develop that. But the mine is gonna run out soon? Nah, not super soon. Damn. Here, once I get up 6 more gold, I can develop this, and then I can put in a food silo, which will help me. Otherwise, this is gonna be rough, because, yeah, it's gonna be. But yeah, anyway. The native species, like, there weren't a whole lot, and, like, Arctic fox did survive. They were native in Iceland, and they made it. Continue to exist, but, like, walrus did go extinct in Iceland very quickly. And probably some fish species went extinct as well. And live is at 600, we are at 238. It's not great. We are pretty far behind. We're going to need to really kind of lean into making gold here as much as we can once this blizzard passes to try and get some places up. And I want to colonize here next to... Oh, let's not fight in the winter. I want to colonize up here next because that will give me more gold, so which I can just kind of throw away immediately. Oh, did my scout die? Damn it, my scout died. I didn't even find any of the neutral groups. Yeah, Orcs went extinct very late. Yeah, the Great Orc went extinct in... I think you're right, Furby, that it's 1870 that they went extinct. But yeah, like, there were bird species that went extinct. Garfalcons are way less common in Iceland than they were in the Viking Age because they were exported for hunting birds to all across Europe. So there is a whole lot of things going on there. But yeah, so like that has really strong similarity to some of the problems of there's the blizzard. We are in trouble. We're gonna need to burn this guy immediately. Ah, crap. And we're losing it faster because a Draugr came in. 2 of them. Run. Run over here. This is bad. This is a very bad situation for us to be in, as it turns out. And I lost a farmer. I can assign you there immediately. You 2 are there, and I need another villager. Hello, go there. Okay. There we go. I can upgrade this guy already, that's helpful. Let's do that. Cool, right on time. Absolutely perfect. And I could organize a feast, but that would not be a smart idea, so we're not going to do that. Phew! Anyway, so yeah, I go back and forth, because definitely Icelandic or Viking Age settlement and raiding bears some similarities to colonization, and highlighting those is important. At the same time, let's do this. Ooh, I don't... yeah. Freya's blessing. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, at the same time, it has some important differences in both tone and purpose that make it really not ideal in my mind to really think about this in terms of colonization, and the image that produces doesn't quite make sense to me as the best way to talk about this. So yeah, I am uncertain if that is really ideal, but it's the term that kind of keeps being used, so whatever. Okay, we have 48 food, and yeah, our guys are hurt, which is most of the problem. We're gonna actually let ourselves lose some food for a while to heal these guys up faster, and hopefully this is almost out of stuff. I need to upgrade this, and I can assign a new guy already. There. Ah, crap. Not again, more wolves. I'm gonna have to take out this wolf den, because it is causing me too much grief. I'm gonna lose this fight. Please don't lose this fight. I like you being alive. Perfect. Okay, we'll try and settle that as soon as we can. We're gonna take out all these wolves first, because they only encroach when they overflow. So, if we can take out this group, that might help us. And we're still losing resources. Ugh. Ugh, I hate it. But yes. Words are confusing, technical terms are confusing, and maybe they are all bad and we should use other words. I don't know what those words are though. I'm not sure I'm gonna win this one, to be honest. I am very far behind. Like, it's gonna be hard to overcome a 1500 deficit, though I can help me out somewhat by changing this to go to Constantinople instead of to the homeland. Anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about, raids, because look at our little raiders here. Firstly, let's just be clear, this is a very, very stylized design that has no bearing on actual reality. Tattoos probably weren't a thing, this haircut wasn't a thing, and warhammers weren't a thing. even though Mjolnir exists, that actually is probably not a good description of what or a good source for what weaponry was like in the Viking Age. In fact, it was a objectively bad source. Because we have no archaeological evidence to indicate warhammers were a thing. So our raiders are just wrong. But within this game, raiding is really weird because while this game is all about the different fights between Viking Age chieftains, I actually need to buy some food here. Even though I'm losing money quite rapidly, we'll actually drop back down to this, which should get us yeah. We're losing territory and things here, but we need more resources, more food so we can actually do things. At least we're gaining food again finally. I wonder what I can actually do. I need one more stone to upgrade that. Ah, move faster, dang it. Oh, but I'm losing. I need to build a Hall of Skulls, which means I'm going to lose resources, and then I can upgrade this once I get another stone. Because unfortunately, happiness is tied to how quickly they produce resources, and I need them to be producing resources fast. Good, and I got contact with the kobolds. I wonder if I can trade with the kobolds instead, so I don't give resources to my enemies. Yeah, I know. Luckily we're getting a whole bunch of new stuff from this. Anyway, yes, we did not get a whole lot. Our great trade route did not give us a lot of stuff. Okay, but we do have enough food now to colonize this, which should help our problem too. Annoyingly, we start losing food from. Cool. I'm actually gonna call her off of that so I can get this because that has gold in it. He's gonna stand there so that I'm earning resources. You know, problem. Anyway. Increases gains from trade routes and great trade routes by 20%. I badly need that. You need to become that, so that should help fix my problem. Yep, I'm now happy again. And I'm earning more gold, slightly. And maybe I can assign you that and be okay? Maybe? I don't know. We will see. It's going to be fun. Anyway, I was going to talk about raids. I am incredibly scatterbrained as usual. Nothing should be surprising here. I hope I can get enough to upgrade that. How much is left in this? 1 stone. Lovely. Okay. That's a problem, because we'll just have to immediately build a mine there. Yep, you're dead, so destroy that, turn back into this, and build yourself a new mine out here. There we go. So, raiding is weird in this game, because these raids are technically the attacks of, well, various Viking Age chieftains fighting against each other. But at the same time, there we go. There went all of my gold production. It's fine. Don't worry about it. At the same time, these are the actual raids here. The raids against non-Norse peoples are raids without a victim, which is really weird. So, cool, got that. That's important, because now with 10 gold coming in and that much gold, I can upgrade this trade route to be this, which gives me 2 happiness instead of no happiness. Oh boy, there's a bad thing coming in. You're gonna need to come in and get healed. We'll lose a little bit of gold, but yeah, crap, that's a bad time for an earthquake. But you are upgraded, cool. Let's actually assign another person here. You're at 3 of 3, right? Great. That is an improvement. So, let's go. We're gonna let that person heal up instead of Brand, so, because the fact that they prioritize Brand on healing is not great in this particular context. But yeah, let's talk more about why that's weird, because I've not been doing a great job explaining that. Because the Viking Age, ultimately, like, it's impossible to erase the violent nature inherent to it from that discussion. It just... The Viking Age was extremely violent, especially if you were someone who wound up being victimized by this expansion and by these problems. Because it sucked to be attacked on a raid. Your village would be burned, you would either have to pay them off, or you would simply be killed. Significant depopulation, and your life would be extremely disrupted by these raids. And yet, in here, it just kind of, you know, it's just about it. You just either get more fame or you find more lore from these other places. The lore especially kind of implies some non-violent interaction, but still, like, the term raid is pretty unambiguous that this is an attack. And, you know, it's just weird. That our longship with these shields sails off and does this with no victim. There is absolutely no victim in this place, just even though there absolutely needs to be. Like, it is weird and dishonest, kind of a misrepresentation of what this raid is, to imply that there is no victim in the raid in this context. Yeah, I know. I know she's taking the lead. She's only 800 away, which is not great for me, but I need to actually go up here to get myself more happiness, even though I'm losing resources fast. Losing resources really fast. Oh crap, I have no... Yep, that was a mistake. Turn into a... damn it, turn into a... thing here for me. Please, thank you. Repair. Ah, the food silo's on fire. That's not optimal. That's not optimal. Turns out earthquakes are kind of bad. I think as to why this game kind of elides that is that the game ultimately is not really about that. This is a game very interested in the kind of inter-societal conflict within Scandinavia, framed in the terms of a colonization race, but ultimately the competition for fame and followers and kind of manifested through territory in the Viking Age. So negotiation is definitely what I want here, and then I'm gonna go, because I can get 50 food for 50 gold, which is kind of really huge. And I'll actually assign you over there, and I think I've got one more civilian over here again, right? Yeah. And I am now earning money despite spending a whole lot on the Great Trade Route, which may help me catch up. Yeah, I'm catching up quite quickly, which is huge. The next step will be to build another trading post so I can get another trade route up, but I also need to find the Jutnar. Where is my scout? My scout is heading in the right direction to get to the Jutnar. We're actually gonna, like, micromanage her to get to the Jutnar so we can actually, do that. Because they exist in this game, and that's pretty cool. We should celebrate that. So yeah, this game I think is really focused, in manifesting fights for influence in terms of competitions for territory and being an RTS around that. So having raids be against something ends up being just an unhelpful way. Oh, of course you died. Motherfucker. Oh, you were already there. I didn't realize you were already right there. And we're losing a whole bunch of resources because they're all getting attacked, and it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Cool, we got more stuff on the Great Trade Route. That is very good. I need to build a forge. Right here, we've got a person. We're going to build a forge. We're going to quickly build the next thing. And then we are going to... oh, we actually have the resources to feast. Let's do that. Feasting is actually really helpful for us. But yeah. Yeah! Having raids be against something, instead of just being a thing that occurs in the kind of abstract other place, kind of ends up making the RTS aspects that they are going for more complicated, which I think they just didn't want. We're going to do that because I just need more crowns. And then also we are going to do farmers as the second one. There we go. Hopefully they do that pretty quick so we can get more gold in. And then we'll kind of explore this one next once we get back up to 200 gold. Yeah. Also, I need you to become a scout. And then we're going to have you explore specifically this one. Cool. So yeah, those were the two things I mainly wanted to talk about. So let's talk a little bit more, kind of zooming out. Broadly, what Viking Age society looked like, and kind of one of the big changes that they made to kind of the very idea of life in the Viking Age. Upgrading that helped them produce more things, yeah? Great. So, one of the things you may notice about this game is that what villager spawns in is actually completely random. And it'll be either male or female, and there is no pragmatic distinction between the two. This is a really interesting thing, because of course it kind of creates this idea that there is the kind of like proto-feminist Viking world where there is functionally pure gender equality, and in return anyone in society can become a warrior or a raider or a merchant, and they can move around. Certainly women participated in some form in all of these activities, but it kind of misrepresents both gender norms and class norms within the Viking Age. Because notice, like, all this gold that comes in is being fed in to something here that feeds back into wood and food to directly benefit my own community. Everyone in the community benefits from a great trade route coming back from Miklagarður with wood and food. And then more lore as to kind of be this abstract luxury product. This is just not how it worked, unfortunately. Most of the resources within the Viking Age, most of the treasure found from raiding, circulated amongst an extremely small group of people. That you have your elite, and they are the elite, and that is it. There is very little room for further circulation and further... Okay, well, I actually want to go here then, because I can see the border of the Jötnar. And I just want to get that bonus objective before I run out of time. And this is almost done, which is all we're gonna do with upgrades. But yeah, the warrior elite, especially earlier in the Viking Age, in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th centuries, starts becoming slightly less true, but still very true into the later Middle Ages. You're done, right? Yeah, you're done. So I'm actually going to take you off of this job. And we're going to build another trading post out here. Perfect. Anyway, they got basically everything. There was very little that wound up being spread around. I have enough food silos. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, guys. They got spread around amongst the populace, and so this kind of misrepresents it. To a good description of kind of how Norse society viewed itself comes to us from the Eddic poem Riksthula, within which you have a very clear dichotomy built up between Thrair, Kart, and Jarl as kind of your three groups of people. What? You're fine. I'm gonna build Hero Emblem, or get Hero Emblem, and I'm gonna get Baldur's Blessing, because that's even more happiness. Really? Oh, good, Brand's right there. Okay. You're gonna occupy this one, and we're gonna build another trade. Nope, we don't need another trade route yet. Where did my scout? Good, my scout's exploring the right territory for me. Yay! Yeah. So they do that, and I'll have to type them here. Well, since I'm just in a downtime, I'll type. Actually, I need a my Icelandic keyboard needs help, so is Thra, Kar, and the R. There you go. So, Thrair is a slave, and this is a poem that's not preserved in the Codex Regius, but usually counts among the bits of the usually gets counted as one of the Eddic poems. I'm actually going to put you there too, and we'll upgrade this then, and we'll put another person there. Good, and we've got we now get just 5% more production, period, which is hugely beneficial. I don't really have anywhere else to upgrade. I guess we'll upgrade this one, because it's just more money. And that's almost enough, not quite, but almost, to where I'd be confident to go... Actually, I can now upgrade this to the Vinland one and barely lose anything. I'm losing 2 gold. Perfect. It's ideal. There we go. And we found the Jotnar. Giants! How wonderful. Northgard is just full of surprises. Rather intimidating ones at that. The Jotnar are said to be formidable opponents. They are peaceful but will take any intrusion as an aggressive action. I would strongly advise against antagonizing them. If they agree to trade with us, we could build a mutually beneficial relationship. It's worth trying. Luckily, you know, once these guys finish dying, just don't die. Thank you. Not dying. Epic. Build trade routes. 2, the Jotnar. 4, food. There we go. Optimal. And amazingly, that means with the Vinland one, we are actually gaining money. So we're gonna do great. Oh gosh, I have no idea. You know, yeah, let's pause and talk about, let's talk about these guys. He seems to be got a, huge teeth. Like, even by these standards, these are like mammoths to these guys. So, but they look cool as hell. I'm going to assume that they're dragon rib bones, even though even the dragons in this game are not as big. And then this guy's just, like, wearing a dinosaur fist? No. Don't question it, dinosaur fists are cool. And then, yeah, they've got, like, another dinosaur or dragon type skull. These ones might actually be wyvern skulls, you know? Like, that's actually potential. And then we have these other tusked weapons. What? What happened? We took the lead, which is super cool. And we've got the trade routes going for both of those places, which is rad. And it's great. We're doing super good. We're gonna win this, absolutely no question, because we will not run out of food before it, or not run out of gold before it matters. And we can always switch back to the, just the, Northgard one to look at it, to kind of make it all work again. And we'll upgrade that too, because we have the resources. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's kind of just sit and wait for us to win the game. It's fine. But yeah, our different trade places. Obviously, like, home is supposedly probably just Scandinavia. Northgard, as I said, is Constantinople, a place that the Vikings actually traded to quite extensively, using trade routes along the Volga and the Danube rivers. And then Vinland, or the coast of North America, is a place that the settlement was established in, the sagas say probably the year 1000, first by Leifur Eriksson, and then by Thorfinnur Karlsefni. What? Oh, well, we're getting people killed again. It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And everyone's fine. Everyone still is fine, and we win with like 200. But yeah, Vinland, I guess is supposed to be like the more farther away place, but of course, in practical terms, it makes no sense that Vinland is the most expensive place, because there wasn't actually trade in gold in Vinland. All of the gold and silver on the main trade routes went to Constantinople and the Middle East, and we have significant quantities of Arabic dirhams in Scandinavia from those trade routes. So that is the great trade route of the Viking world, is the path through Eastern Europe and the Black Sea to Constantinople and the Middle East. Vinland, well, the sagas do indicate one instance of trade. That doesn't really count. It was purely barter, and then the next visit was violent, and the sagas say it was Vinland was abandoned in 1014, but it's actually likely that there were continued visits to that coast for quite some time afterwards. Recent studies are indicating potentially 150 years later. I don't think it's quite that long, but what is true is that in 1121, the Bishop of Greenland, Eiríkur, decided to take a visit and actually lead an expedition to Vinland. 3 years later, the people of Greenland asked Norway for a new bishop, so it seems like he got lost at sea. Okay, and Liv is sad that she lost, but is, you know, fair. She's like, fair, you guys win. Off we go, and I bid you farewell. And she just leaves. The Furby. It seems like no. We don't know this 100%. Because we just don't have the archaeological or written evidence to say such a thing. But there isn't, whether it's that the people they met are the Dorset people who died off soon anyway, were replaced by the Thule people, or there wasn't enough contact to spread diseases to the Thule people. We don't, or the population that did get affected was isolated enough it didn't spread continentally, and it wasn't encouraged to spread. We really don't know. And, you know, Furby, they could be unhygienic by modern standards, but by and large, like, the entire Middle Ages are way more hygienic than popular conscience gives them credit for. Because, well, full-on bathing, I mean, in Scandinavia is actually quite common. Saturday in all Scandinavian languages is still called some variation of washing day. In Icelandic it's laugardagur, in Danish it's lørdag. And we're gonna go join Ale in the game here. So, like, there was regular washing of both clothes and people, but still diseases were endemic to the area. A study just showed up like last week indicating that there is potentially a now extinct strain of smallpox that was endemic to Scandinavia in the Viking Age. And eye diseases were prevalent due to the central hearth inevitably being smoky. And so everything kind of ties together. And yeah, disease was common, lifespans were a lot shorter than today. By, like, you know, 20 years. So, it is significant. But hygiene was better than kind of on average said. But still, yes. They probably had diseases. It's unclear whether they simply got lucky and did not transmit them, or they did transmit them but it didn't spread. We just don't have the evidence to really say for sure what that process was. Oh, that's Ibn Fadlan. Yeah, we can talk about that, Furby. To quote it for anyone who's, like, not reading, or in case the chat already faded on screen, I remember this one Middle Eastern trader describing some Scandinavian men passing around a washing bowl. One man sneezed in the bowl, another man blew his nose, and another washed his face in it. Yeah, that is Ahmad. I'll wait till after the cinematic.
Man. His relentlessness on the battlefield often made his enemies believe he paid no mind to tactics. Granted, he never planned very far ahead, but he made up for it by adapting to any situation, no matter how complicated. It was a good thing too, because our plan was to raid a raven settlement from the sea, claim it, then launch a punitive expedition against Hagen from there.
Okay, so Ahmad ibn Fadlan we don't know a whole lot about him, but we do know he was sent from Baghdad on a diplomatic mission to the Bulgar Rus on the northern coast of the Black Sea. While doing that, he traveled up through a Rus settlement that is clearly, we think, probably based on Scandinavian. Probably some kind of Scandinavian Germanic group. But he is very intentionally describing a bunch of exotic things and trying to be emphasize the dramaticness and uncivility of these other groups. He's very, very focused on on making these people seem kind of exotic and weird and bad. Yep. And so he's not totally reliable in terms of what's thinking about. Okay, we've got a few things here. Weaponsmith. Damn. I want more. Let's make you a healer. Repair that. Repair that. And this is a really weird map, because, by the way, this map is, we cannot build any buildings. We just have what we have. And we're just supposed to kind of roll with it. Anyway, let's go... Sharp axes. Let's grab that already. And we can already do that, which gives us free colonizations, and I need a scout. Scout, hello. Yeah. So, before we get into talking about this map too much, to finish off talking about Ibn Fadlan, he definitely is one of our best sources for the Viking Age, and like we can't truly discount what he's describing and what he's doing, because, you know, it's really important, and the things he says are incredibly valuable, because we just don't have a lot of primary evidence. But at the same time, we shouldn't treat him as the things he says as just straightforwardly inaccurate or uncritically true thing. So yeah, it's interesting. He's a very interesting read. Not too long either, but he needs to be read in context of other Arabic travel literature, and in terms of what his goals are, what his biases are. Certainly, like, compared to Abbasid hygiene standards, he finds fairly, probably justly, he thinks that the Icelandic, or that the standards for people are terribly, terribly inadequate. And that's very much fair. Like, it is not an unreasonable thing to say that he is that the Dar al-Islam had much better hygiene than the Viking Age Scandinavia did. But those aren't necessarily mutually exclusive things. So, yeah. Okay, we are losing a lot of resources, but we should start losing less soon. Yeah. There we go. I don't have any iron, so there's no point in going there yet. We could start making iron. Let's start making iron. And our scouts are working on scout things. That's just a bunch of Droiga. That's unimportant. Don't care. Moving on. Let's talk about this one, because this one is weird. We are playing as a new clan. We are playing as the clan of the Wolf, or Fenrir. So they don't... they're really bad at producing food, but they're very military focused. So, obviously, like, once we get up a little bit more fame, we can do a few more things. But, like, we will not be able to build any new buildings. And we will be very much reliant on going and kind of farming these... farming a whole bunch of wolves and bears for food, because they use wild animals. Using wild animals in this way is not a thing historically attested in the period. It's just... there's no easy way to say that, it's just not. But that's not the end of the world by any means. Yeah, we can send someone this way. We're producing food fast enough. I actually don't care about out here. So I'm gonna have him run out this way. I'm going to micromanage them better so we can play this fast. Good. So, like, this one here I'm actually not going to settle, because I can, in the winter, I can always just kill these guys, all of these guys for food. It's like 100, if 5 of them build up, that's 90 food for nothing. No, kill him. Kill him! Oy vey. 160, okay. What can we do? Decolonizing an area is helpful. Military strategy, though. We're going to lean in on that really hard. And do I have 3 people there? I do not have 3 people there. Let's get a 3rd person there. And I am almost out of things here, which means it's about time I start getting people killed. Brilliant. I am very smart. What? Okay, we gotta see Hagen. Been a while since I heard from the outpost up north. I don't like it one bit. Liv, make yourself useful once. Put together a party of mercenaries to check it out. And turns out Hagen is abusive. And Liv doesn't like him. Who could have guessed that Hagen would be a terrible person and therefore it's totally not a big deal that we're about to murder him? Certainly not I. How are my scouts doing? Where are they exploring? Go explore this way. Cool. Let me organize the feast, and how are you doing on your, this thing? 8 minutes left till we can do that again. Okay, that's helpful. Cool, and since these are upgraded, like they're just gonna do their own thing, we're gonna colonize here, because that's more resources, but yeah. Don't really need wood for a whole lot, actually. Just kind of surviving the... I only have one guy, right? I only have one doing that? No, I have... Yeah, I've only got one doing it. Okay. That's not a big deal, then. Well, let's get another person on raids, actually. While I've got the resources. And we'll actually swap this quick to be swapping to raid 4. Yeah. I actually need to go through this outpost, so the fact that he says that it's not worth it is factually incorrect. But that's fine, it's not the most important thing right this second. And they keep exploring down. And they're doing a murder. Not a super successful one, but, you know, an attempt. Okay, and we are at max capacity on our people, which is not a big deal at all. But we just literally can't build new buildings, so that's just what we've got. We've got 18 people all the time. Our solution, of course, should be... What? How are you losing so much food? Sheep. I've got 12 sheep. Let's slaughter some sheep. Dang nabbit. What are our options there? I guess I want to take on these guys again. And then we'll immediately charge this. Weird, like, one of the bonus objectives for this thing is actually, to kill this thing within the first... or to kill Hagen within the first year, which is incredibly difficult. But, you know, we're not going to waste any time. Actually, let's waste a little bit of time. Because let's get 2 more shield bearers. Yeah. We'll turn both of these guys into shield bearers, even though this is not necessarily ideal. Because we can use that to kind of immediately go. And with this huge warband, we should be able to take on this settlement almost instantly. Why are you exploring that direction? I don't like you to. I will let people die, because people dying doesn't actually hurt us in any meaningful way. Because it's money. And if I can burn one of these things down, it'll actually help me a lot. There we go. Run on time. Conqueror. Hey look, I got everyone killed except Ale. But I also completely depopulated this group. Yeesh. He very nearly died, so that's not great. Yeah, let's talk about diet a little bit, because, you know, that's fun. The main diet in the Viking Age, or one of the main parts of the diet, would undoubtedly be fish. Are you done yet? I want you to be done so I can just burn this thing to the ground. But I need that 15th one, for some reason. Anyway, fish is well attested as like kind of a core part of the early medieval diet. And another part is livestock. It is actually very heavily livestock. I need to destroy you. I can't destroy you. Ugh, fine. Fine, then I will just turn these people into things. I'm going to turn that into the smith so I can improve my axe throwers or shield bearers. Maybe the shield bearers first. So we'll increase this one, and then we'll increase the shield bearers. There we go. That should help both of me out on several layers. She need you to rally. And I am very low on population for the moment, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. Anyway, other important things, yeah, livestock and livestock products end up being kind of very, very critical. So, like you have whey or skyr or any sorts of milk-based products as being really very, very deeply important. Alongside... Cool, we got another one of these. Did you manage to repair? You did manage to repair. That kinda sucks. We can go in anyway. I do want to burn this down again, because they have basically nothing to stop me. And if I'm smarter about it, I can make sure Ale goes in first so that they shoot at him. And so he can take the brunt of it all, while these guys burn down the rest of it. And Ale needs to get out while he still is alive. And then from there, people can do the best they can. I'm gonna try and keep them alive this time as much as possible. Wow. My dudes are getting trashed. Thanks, dudes. Fine. I'll kill more sheep. Bye, sheep. Bye, sheep. And my scout died. But we're close. We're getting close to Hagen. And yeah, so we can navigate in between these things, I guess. But it's going to be very difficult and not ideal for us in any way, shape, or form. Let's take our crew over here. Because while Ale is doing good, I do need more food. Yeah. I mean, I do like taking these down, but I don't think it's going to work. Because it's getting repaired too quick. But that's okay. We're going to do our best. Actually, I can kind of use everyone here. There we go. That was a lot of food, so that helps us a lot. We've also got... well, we've only got one guy here. We're about to get another guy. How are you doing? You've already improved that. Great. And we improve the shield bearers, because they'll be my bread and butter. And yeah, we can push down through here, through here, through here, across there. Why are they both exploring out here? This is totally useless. Need freaking this one. I need freaking this one. Ugh. I swear, my guys are so dumb. But once my guys get healed up here, which will not take long, we can farm up a little bit more oomph off of Oh no, is there a bear around? There's a bear around. We can go over here and kill a bear. And then more wolves. And then Draugr. And then more Draugr. Yay! Yeah, I am not very good with this clan. Not too much, Reptors. You mostly just miss me being bad at using this clan. Cause I'm bad at micromanaging military units. And it turns out that that's a big deal in something that's ridiculously military focused. That's alright, we've actually got food income now, naturally, which is ridiculously helpful. We can get money off of these guys, which will help us afford more people. And then we can rebuild the rest of our squad. You know. And, oh, I can't colonize this one because it sucks. And my scout died. Bastard. Actually, stop there. A'll go in. And everyone else follow him. It's actually ridiculously helpful that these guys managed to organize their own feast, or managed to have positive food income, at least some of the time. Let's go... Oh no. Don't think any of those are helpful. Fur coats, plunder, legendary heroes. Let's go legendary heroes. Also, let's go yours blessing, because that gives me another thing here. Which is really only helpful insofar as it lets me improve my warriors. And we can go over here, get some more food, and then should be in a pretty decent position. Voila. We're doing good now. But yeah, you didn't miss much, Raptors, just kind of me being bad at military. But yeah, anyway, since we're in a bit of a down spot while people get healed up again, and I rebuild my military. Go be a shield bearer. Go be a warrior. Go be a warrior. Oh, I need you to rally over. And I don't know. I have no things here. I have no way to earn money. That's neat. Go be a scout. And you are about to finish that, which is hugely important. These guys will not arrive in the 132 months game. Thank you for playing, but that's not how numbers work. Anyway, with better shield weapons and a much better self, I should be getting pretty close to healed up. Let's see, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is correct. Need 45 there, need 55 there, need 55 there. Okay, well that's about as good as I can get, so we can go into here. And from there we can attack this place again. And you can back out. You can back out. You can back out. Okay, or you can die. That's cool too, I guess. You can back out, and A'll can take on probably both of these guys himself, no problem. Then we'll heal up very quickly. Probably actually not even worry about healing up A'll. We'll just heal up the other 4, and then they'll be able to go in and burn down the other one and decolonize the whole area. It'll be great. As long as A'll is not the first one to walk in, he should be okay. It is kind of frustrating though that it takes so long for these guys to heal. If I can burn this one by winter, I'll be very happy. But I don't know that I can guarantee that. That should be okay. We'll send these two in first. Then you. Then you. And then you. And that should make them prioritize people weirdly enough that it'll be okay. Ah, damn it. He's shooting Ale. Ale needs to run. Ale died. Amazing. I have no iron. That's gonna make things really hard, to be honest. That's gonna make things incredibly hard. I think I've just gotta I think I've gotta just go for it. Yeah, because I think I still win this, because it's just these two guys, and it decolonizes the area. Let's see. So the training camp here, I need 5 iron to get Ale back. Does anywhere have an iron? I can't build buildings. Crap. Yeah, I am in trouble. Yay victory, but I lost the one person I really couldn't afford to lose in this situation. So, oh, I can kill a Draugr tomb. That'll give me iron. That's how I'll do it. I can colonize a Draugr tomb. I just need the food to manage it. You guys are losing that. Blast. So where was the closest one of those? I can't colonize that one because I need to go through this, which I can't colonize. Can't colonize that, or can't colonize this. Can't colonize that, can't colonize that. Crap. Yeah, I can't do that. That's neat. I don't have one I can colonize. I have no way to get more iron. Because I've got I can go this way, and I can't colonize this space. I cannot colonize this space, and I cannot colonize this space to reach this space. So, and I can't go through here to colonize this space. So, yeah. I'm actually going to restart, because I can't afford to lose Ale to, and reasonably be expected to win this, I think. I mean, I guess a 9 stack of people is still really good. So, and I'm almost done with what I need to worry about there. But I'm not sure I'll be able to at least consistently win this. We'll see. I'll try. And if you finish, I actually will send you on the raid so I can get more gold. I guess. That's probably my best choice. Because I just need to get gold fast. Neat. So, yeah. It'll be an interesting experience. We'll see how it goes. Because I get stone for killing wolf dens. Which I do okay at. The bear there will be fine. I can... Yeah, I guess I can make this work. This is the scariest bit. But I'll have to see if I can get another path? See if I can push through this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then in. Instead of... I'm actually going to abandon this, so I can, focus on that. Okay, but we're not going to beat the mercenaries, so I'm going to focus on just building up for them. Because, unfortunately, I just kind of need to go for the mercenaries. I guess this, and then I can use the lighthouse to manage that. Or, not the lighthouse, I can use sailing ability. Too. Oh, you have insufficient money. Neat. So yeah, this is a good time. Meantime, like, at least we have food. Woo, thank you, Robin. And since we are in a downtime here, this is a good time to remind people, I guess, that if you are enjoying this, I've enjoyed the last hour and a half of me rambling, then please do consider following and sharing this around on Twitter and other social medias. And if you have money and can spare it, subscriptions really do a lot to help support the channel and make this something I can do both more frequently and go more in depth on in my research and hopefully say more eloquent things. And bonus, if you are a shill for Jeff Bezos and have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that to Twitch, and that gives you one free subscription each month that you can send my way, and it'll cost you nothing beyond what you already pay. So yeah, if you guys like that, and also subscription to the YouTube channel of the same name also helps. Just spread the news, help the algorithm realize that this is a thing people want, to make this overall just more sustainable and more a bigger thing, let me do more ambitious stuff with it. So yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting on these mercenaries to show up, we're just gonna kill a bunch more wolves for that sweet sweet food, because apparently that's food. I can't imagine wolves would taste good. But yeah. Oh, well, that guy's dead. Rip. I suppose you can fill in. Yeah. No, I'm playing wolf. Because this is story mode. So I'm playing as Ale, trying to kill Hagen of the Raven Clan. Anyway, I need to actually load my people up here, I think. And problem. I've got 3 villagers here. I actually need one of the villagers to go over here. Actually, I'll send 2 of them over here to gather food. Because they're sacrificial fodder, because we're going to have a bunch of mercenaries land on each of these 3 spots. And I'm not going to get enough resources to build a new shield guy before I run out of oomph. Ooh, that's a really good question. Raptorus asks, so here's something I was wondering back when you were talking about the colonization and settlement in the Viking diaspora. What region where Vikings made settlements on do you think they had the most impact? The compound answer here is Iceland, because obviously. But of the European different places, I think in Eastern Europe is probably the place where they had the biggest impact. Something that gets taught a lot, like in my high school history I got taught, is kind of the idea that the reason Europe enters the High Middle Ages, the reason why Europe starts becoming more organized around feudal systems is because of the Vikings, because of the threat they posed. That is not really true. The actual long-term impacts of Viking raids in, like, France. Well, Normandy is founded, supposedly, by a Viking chieftain, Rollo, or Hrolfr, going and Charles the Bald paying him to help defend against other Viking raids, and obviously Normandy having a huge amount of impact long-term. In terms of actual changing the social structure, there doesn't necessarily seem to be a lot. So, I think Eastern Europe gets that, because the Kievan Rus is a like hybrid Scando-Slavic settlement, and it helps accelerate the organization of the Slavic kingdoms in Far Eastern Europe. and they became powerful enough that they have, at one point, briefly besieged Constantinople, and seem to have been, pretty well feared. Anyway, they've got reinforcements. Too late for finesse, we're charging. We are going to charge. We've got a lot of sacrificial lambs out here. And that we've got 2 people here, we've got 2 people here, and we've got everyone else here. We're gonna slaughter these mercenaries. Unfortunately, 8 of them is pretty beefy. So, it is bad for us. We can't lose here, but we can afford to get healed up before we really go in. So we've got 3 of our people surviving. They'll heal up, and they can kind of tag in and out to take on these guys. It's fine. Let's go. This is fine. This is not fine. I do think I lose here. I'm actually quite sure I lose here, actually. Yeah, without Ale, this is extremely difficult. I've got to restart. So we're going to quit out, and we're going to restart, and we're going to burn through the rest of this. Try and do a little bit better on the second time. Because, yeah, I completely lose. It's neat. Let's try that again.
Egil was a fierce, ruthless...
Anyway, read book recommendations. Yeah, I've got kind of 3. The 2 of them are pure academic works, one of them is a survey. And actually, all of them have elements of survey, but they're variably focused. The first one is The Viking World, edited by Stefan Brink, which is a series of very short essays on a bunch of different topics of Viking Age society and culture. And it is really very broad introduction, but a very effective introduction. The second one is The Viking Way by Neil Price, which focuses a little bit more on the archaeology side, though both Brink does place name archaeology, and Neil Price does more traditional archaeology and landscape archaeology, but they both go into some pretty good detail on religion and what we actually know about the time period. The last one is a survey that came out just last year called just The Vikings by... I actually need to look up the names again, but it's Sybjorn... Here, I just sent it to Blue, actually, so let me look that up. Sybjorn Nordea and Kevin Walker. Kind of 2 really good places to start. And yeah, so they hello? Is that done? Neat. Okay. We'll do that. And we can colonize cleared areas for free, so we need a scout. We actually need 2 scouts. Let's go 2 scouts. So yeah, that one, I just found it actually today. Got published near the end of last year, so it is brand new. But I skimmed through one of the chapters on the Viking diaspora, and it looks like it's a little bit more... It is still archaeologically focused, but it's also a little bit more interested in like the very broad strokes change over time, more so than the other 2 are, which makes it a really just good place to look at. And yeah, it's citing the right people, so I'm hopeful that ends up being a really good and really successful history. So yeah, those are my recommendations for where to approach the Viking Age from. Okay, there's that guy, and you are there. We're gonna get you started on mining right away. And actually, I need one of these scouts to go over here. Now more food. Perfect. The rest of y'all... Yeah, I know, I can colonize areas for free. Thank you. I'm actually going to use that ability on this place. Yay! We've got a scout exploring that. And actually we'll have the scout immediately go off this way, even though that's probably suboptimal. It's fine. Yeah. I know, I love to see up-to-date publications. It's actually amazing that when you get things that are brand spanking new. And another bear gives us a lot of oomph, so we can do that. And then this party can immediately go explore another place. As soon as you're done. Come on. Perfect. More lore. And we'll make a third guy so we can keep kind of working on our progress. We will need this person to kind of focus in on getting our straight shot to Hagen and see how we can do that. Yeah. Okay. What's next? We got more ruins here. More sheep. A lot of sheep. Which we're gonna need, so... I guess what's next is, while we were going to find more wolves, let's go kill more wolves, because we always need more food. It's a fact. Food is good, and apparently they think wolf meat is tasty. They're a bunch of weirdos. Everyone else seems to think they're a bunch of weirdos too, so... yeah. More things here. Conqueror. More food. Perfect. Now we got our 3 scouts going. They're doing good. We got all our people doing good. As soon as we can, I'm just gonna... Oh, they absolutely eat wolves for the aesthetic. Have you seen this guy? Like, this guy is as aesthetic as you can possibly get, while still being technically a Viking. Look at him. Tattoos all over the place. Double axes. Wearing a fur, despite that being totally nonsensical. He is all in it for the aesthetic. And... okay, we got our 3 things there. They're all exploring. They're doing good. I've got lots of money right now, so let's... okay, I've got 7 wood. That's important. Let's get, I guess, another warrior and a shield bearer, and actually... stop it! I don't care, Hagen. I really don't care. I know they'll arrive soon. It's not a big deal. We're gonna murk this guy immediately. And arguably I should, like, colonize one of these. Actually, I will colonize this one. I'll leave this one and this one as food sources. But I will colonize this one because it lets me retreat people straight into healing, which is pretty handy. And yeah, I get more fame off of it, which is also good. But if they're all healed, let's go. Just keep an eye on our health bars. And move. 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 There we go. Ah, damn it. Someone still died. Ale, don't you die. Damn it! At least I've got enough food to actually recover him this time. Or enough iron, I should say. I know what thing I'm talking about. Yeah. Retreat for a moment, everyone heals, and off we go. Yeah, I can just immediately rebuy him, because I've got plenty of resources to do it. It's just once he gets up, I'll need to do it. Anyway. That is frustrating. Anyway, how are my scouts doing? Are my scouts all being dumb again? My scouts are all being dumb again. Okay, Raptorus asks, I know people will love to argue and pick apart media depictions of things, but what are some of the worst videos or things I've heard people say when talking about the Viking Age? Like, you know, extra credits as a consistent source of bad history. Yeah, they are not great. To advertise my stuff on other channels, we get to talk about them in not very long. On Friday, in the Overly Sarcastic Production server, I will be talking about it with some other people, just kind of trashing extra credits, because we can. We have the power. And yeah, they are not good. Their worst crime is not even being wrong in an interesting way. They just kind of mash together sources with no regard for rhyme, reason, or sanity. Which is always a good time. Do you only have... No, you've got 2 heals already. Okay, good. Let's get those as fast as we can. You are almost out of this, which is good. Yeah. So we are going to focus just on keeping enough stuff to keep Ale alive. Which means I won't actually be able to upgrade my things until I get up a little bit more fame. Okay. Anyway. We've got lots of people here though, so let's actually grab ourselves a new warrior. Actually, I can grab another warrior and another axe thrower. And we can just go off. Send in all these guys, and Ale is almost back, though we don't have nearly enough gold to support him. Oh, I don't have anyone earning gold. That's awkward. I will have to earn some gold from stuff. Not sure how we'll do that yet. We'll figure that out later. That's a problem for future me. Anyway, I was gonna talk about bad history. Honestly, for the Vikings, the most influential one, and one that is just... it is truly bad, is the Vikings TV show. It's almost not fun to trash it because, like, it's just a known quantity, but it's impossible to deny its influence, and it gets things comically wrong. Anyway, I'll have to slaughter you. I'll have to slaughter you too. Okay, squad's ready, let's go. How's the squad doing? You've got to get healed already. And you gotta go. Okay, I'm gonna lose that warrior, that's not a big deal. And then I kill these guys and I win the rest of the fight. Nay. Cool. And now we can decolonize it. Perfect. This is done, so let's get you over to the smithy and start upgrading something. I guess I'll upgrade... I will still upgrade this guy, I guess? Don't really have enough gold for that, but that's fine. I will get some gold in from killing this guy. But yeah. It being a known quantity does not make the Vikings show less bad. One of the sillier things I've ever heard is kind of the argument that because Assassin's Creed put a lot of money into it, that means that the things they make must be right. It should be pretty obvious how that's a very strange argument to ever be making. You know, I have a bunch of civilians here. Why am I worrying about this too much? I should send them all off this way. And then murder a bunch more sheep. And I've got 2 wolves over there and 1 wolf over there. Let's upgrade, I guess. Yeah, I know. Okay. I guess we'll do this, so we can keep being useful all the way through. Anyway, I want to get a whole bunch of I want to get as much food as I can quickly, which means really I've got to go after some wolves here. Let's go after wolves. Because that is 30 food. I do need the extra sheep. Let's go. These 5 are all still in fine condition, so let's send them over and take on the bear. There's only 1 bear in here, right? Yes, there's only 1 bear in there. Perfect. I don't have the resources still to go after... Wait, what? Why are you guys not... Oh, because you're doing nothing. Raid for fame. There we go. Bears are mean. Everyone else is fine, though. So the 4 of you can go on and take on another bear. And that should give me plenty of food. Come on, please be enough food, please be enough food, please be enough food. I am really kind of relying... By and large, at this point, I'm kind of really relying on getting wolves for food, because I am losing a lot of turn. I'm losing a lot of turn. Let's see, you're at full health, and you're basically at full health, and you're at full health, and you're at full health. Great. Go off. Yay. We did the thing. Yeah, in terms of more academic stuff I've seen that's bad, well, a lot of places kind of... Most YouTube shows about the Vikings will get things wrong because there is simultaneously a desire to rehabilitate them and to say, oh yes, they weren't as bad as what they said, and to say, oh yes, look at how brutal they are because that idea is really badass. You can't have both. It is nonsensical to have both. So, in trying to do both, it ends up really arguing neither well. And the truth is complicated. Like, the Vikings were both exceptionally brutal as raiders, but also they were really avid traders. The towns in Birka and Herebu and Koipang are incredible trading posts that brought resources from all over the world into Scandinavia and involved contact between Sami people, Arabic travelers, slaves, enslaved peoples from across Northern Europe, and Christian German people, and so many other groups, all at the same time. And so, trying to make them simultaneously the epitome of 2 very different things, instead of celebrating that complexity, is necessarily a problem. Another good example of this kind of dichotomy is the fact that they need to be both proto-feminist and the most masculine men who have ever masculine. It should be pretty clear how those two are kind of contradictory ideas about how the Vikings operated, and neither of them are true. They are both related to the truth in some way, but neither of them are straightforwardly anything that could be considered true. And yeah, trying to make it that way is really difficult and just doesn't work well. Good, and we got Ale back. So let's get our whole squad in so they can heal up, and then we can go. Yeah. We have a path in to Ale already. Actually, need you to go this way instead of going that way, because we already have a path now. We can go through here, to here, through whatever this spot is, and then in, and completely avoid the Valkyries, which is good. Avoiding the Valkyries is going to be important because they're scary. And let's... I need to save up for more resources. Of course I do. I always need to. You don't do me any good as that, so, yeah. We also don't really need too much wood production, but that's okay. Let's see what I can do to kind of help ourselves out here. We'll go up there, and then we'll go up here, and there's like another, like, 60 food. And that'll be helpful. Interesting. We are suddenly producing more food than we are using. Don't know when we managed that, but I'm happy for it. Let's see, we're at 5 of 9 people there, so what do we have? We've got 2 extras, 2 shield bearers, a couple of them. I can do that. That works fine. Are you rallying? You're not rallying. Rally to AO, please. I know maybe this is enough of a group to make us start. Especially if we push through this way, we can get a bunch more food. It'll be fun. These guys play in a very weird way. Sadly, I don't think my tech tree has plunder yet. Yeah, I'm nowhere close to plunder. Let's actually get one of these people working on... Oh, I don't have this one place yet. Whoops. I will colonize this one for free. And then I will send one of these people over this way to go earn me more lore. And it's more sheep, which are badly needed food. Because, yeah. Oh, good. And both of those are incredibly helpful. Being able to do this every 6 minutes helps me out a lot. I hope I can beat them before the reinforcements arrive, but I don't know if I'll actually manage that. Anyway, let's run through here again. We've got another wolf, and then we've got like 2 Draugr, which will be a little bit of money. Not a big deal. And voila. We're not going to worry about this one either. We're just going to push straight in to get as far as we can, as fast as we can. Sadly, like, this inevitably burns my unit's health so much. But at least if we can clear the path a little bit farther, it'll do me a lot of good. You're gonna die. The rest of you, how are you doing? Good. Great. And I get a lot of gold off of this, which will let me... In the spring, I can buy up, basically 3 more, fill out my whole death stack, and we can just absolutely trash here and then here and call it a day. So now we can actually retreat all the way up there, and we'll be fine. Hello? Why are you not letting me go? Oh, because there's a guy there. Okay, they have no path. They is not occupado. Yeah, and good, we're at 170 gold, which is massively more helpful. We're gonna lose a lot of food, but that's not a big deal. Let's see. So I can basically just go one more of each, and that'll be fine. Let's also grab plunder, and I guess this. And in the meantime, I guess you can go here and warband. I've got 15, so I can actually probably grab. I think that. Let's not waste time, because wasting time is bad. Okay, there's our doom stack at 9. It's just once everyone's healed up, we will absolutely go off and it'll be great. Let's see, what's our least occupied route? Because we don't really need to worry about the food, as long as we aren't actively starving. My goal is to just finish this before the search party arrives. Because I should have the power. It's just going to be a little bit tricky against the sheer distance I have to cover. We'll see how this goes. It'll be very interesting. You're gonna die. That sucks. Luckily with plunder they gain health the moment I clear. The moment I clear a spot, they gain a bunch of health, so it's just gotta get that far. If I do that, are you gaining food? Damn it, no you're not. There we go. Decolonize, please. Decolonize faster, please. So yeah, I guess to bring it around full circle, the thing I think like what decolonization is doing is kind of a representation of competing influences. Everyone just converge on Hagen quick, we'll mark him, and that's it. Got it. Well, 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 we meet again, Crow. Told you I wouldn't let it go. Like the obedient hound you are, let me talk to your master, I have a proposition to make. I am here, Hagen, nothing you say can possibly stop me, yada yada yada. Live, help me kill these men. Not going to happen. You've been bested, and I won't be on the losing side if I can help it. At least show some dignity. Live, you despicable traitoress, you owe me everything, I made you what you are. You're wrong. I did. You are but a stepping stone. And kills him. So Liv just stole our kill. We put in so much work here, and Liv just comes in and steals it. This is pretty dishonorable. Like Liv, while it is kind of in character for Liv, of her lack of regard for anything that's except practicality, but a bested enemy being killed by an ally like that is incredibly dishonorable. It would be that either you reconcile with them once they've been bested, you set the terms for the engagement, for the agreement, and everyone kind of moves on, or the person who best is as them kills them, and that is how things are supposed to be. Wow, this was cold even by my standards, so Ale kind of comments on that and recognizes it as dishonorable. You just took away my sole opportunity to avenge my father. Ale, enter. With pleasure. Wait! I knew you would be upset, my lord, but hear me out. Hagen was a pathetic fool, but he was not the real menace. Go on. Let me pledge my allegiance to you, and I will reveal your true enemy. There is much I have to tell you. So, we've now gotten Hagen killed, and we have a new enemy on the horizon. But, kind of as we wrap up here, because we got through our 2 maps, my interpretation of what this decolonization means is it's both literal territory, as the petty chieftains in Scandinavia would have been competing for territory, but it's also a competition of attracting followers, kind of an abstraction of that. Attracting followers, attracting resources, attracting new trade opportunities, and kind of all of that gets mixed into physical territory, which affects your happiness. So, kind of the generosity aspect of the warrior elite of early Scandinavia is being abstracted into the physical landscape, which for an RTS, kind of an area control game, is a really cool way of doing that.
Leave had taken us all by surprise. Despite our eventful history, I decided to give her a chance to redeem herself. She told us that Hagen was but a pawn, a mercenary hired by a man known as Vedrung. He was the leader of the Boar clan, which was native to Northgard.
So, we're not going to see him for a while, but
my tragedy grew. But one thing became clear. This Vedrung was the mind commanding the hand, my father's true murderer.
Vedrungur is a name for Loki. We'll see a lot more of him. As you can tell, we're about to get really mythological really fast. But we're gonna do that next time. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. As always, if you like this, do consider throwing it a follow, subscriptions on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter and in the Discord. There was a link earlier in the chat as to where that was, to link into that. So consider doing all that. I appreciate it a lot. We'll be back on Saturday with our longer stream, and we're going to be playing A Plague Tale: Innocence. So I'm going to brush up on my Black Death history, and we're going to talk about that, the second plague pandemic, and I promise a whole lot of rats. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.